What's going on, guys? Plastic Beach X3 back here with another One Piece commentary video, and this time it's going to be another feature match from the Sang Sang Mexico Regionals that happened on September 28th. It's OP08 format. If you didn't check out the first two videos, go check out Top 16 and Top 8. Top 8 was a wild match. I think everyone can agree on that. But now we're in the top 4. We have Emmanuel on the Black Yellow Luffy strategy versus Edgar on the Enel strategy. Before we get into the games, let's get into the lists so that we know what the players are playing with. First of all, let me refresh myself on their names. Emmanuel and Edgar. So first of all, Emmanuel's Black Yellow Luffy list. It's a more, so we watched the Australian, I can't remember what it was. It might have been top 8, but it was Australian regional, where the Black Yellow Luffy had no Kuzans in the list and no finger pistols, which at the time I said that was kind of crazy, and I think like it still kind of is kind of crazy. I think this is more standard going forward. I can definitely see people trying it without it because I do see the downsides in it for sure. But I don't know. I feel like this just makes your body matchup so much better. It makes your mirror matches pretty good. It just makes a lot of matchups a lot better, especially this card. Like, just to kill this card in the mirror match is so busted. Plus, it can kill Hawkins, which is a bonus, but I think mainly you're playing it for the mirror and, you know, for other random stuff like Rogue and stuff. But yeah, otherwise, pretty standard list. Nowadays, you can see the full package of everything back on the 4 Rocket Luffy's, 2 of the event. I think is pretty standard nowadays. 2 Kuzan, 2 10-drop Kuzan, I think it's a bit spicy, and then 4 of the 4-drop Kuzan, 4 of the finger pistol. Only 10 2K counters, which I think is honestly kind of standard at this point. And then we'll get into Enel, Edgar's Enel list here, which in my opinion is anything but standard. Just looking at it. Looks like a pretty wild and crazy list, to be honest. So we're just going to go card by card because just from what I'm familiar, I haven't seen an OP08 Enel list, but what I'm familiar with, this is not it. But let's get into it. So 4 Flampe 2K, 4 Beige 2K, 4 Frankie 2K, which I think, and then 4 of the 0-drop event, which is very standard. Only 2 of the Raigo, pretty crazy. Last format they were on 4. A lot of people were at least. And then 4 of the Neko Mamushi. I don't know what this is there for. Like, why is it over a Kiku? You know what I mean? Obviously the 1K counter, but I'd be interested to find out why. I'm sure there's obviously a reason. Must be something in the metagame, like maybe swinging to Rebecca. I don't know, honestly. But I mean, it's a good card. It lets you clear board without swinging into life, which is generally Enel likes the starve strategy. So, and then obviously 4 Gadatsu's busted. 4 of the new new Nami. So it looks like they cut Onami for this card, which is fair enough because this card is pretty broken. Let you kill a 5-drop, then draw a card if you have 3 or less by discarding a trigger, and then obviously the 4 Rocket Luffy. And then to the high end, we have 2 Katakuri, 2 Enel Rush, which I know they were not on last set, which is pretty wild. At least a lot of people weren't. And then 4 Ace, which is kind of crazy to me, but fair enough. Kind of wild. 4 10-drop Ace, and then 4 of the 9-drop Yamato, of course. So we're going to get into the games now. Let's go to 1.5. And my monitor keeps tilting downwards, so I'm going to fix that real quick. So it looks like Edgar must have won the die roll because he chose to go second, I think. I think he chose to, or he was placed top higher. I don't know how it works right now. So then Luffy's going to pass on 1. Enel will pass on 2. Luffy will pass on 3. And then Edgar's just going to play down this Neko Mamushi. Emmanuel seemed a little stunned, but I would be too. It does offer a clean out to this Kuzan, which is pretty good, for sure. So Emmanuel is going to play the Kuzan, draw a card, and then play the 1-drop event, look at top 5 for the blocker Sabo. Pass turn. Yep, so Edgar's just going to play the Gadatsu. It's kind of free in this spot. Not going to get a lot of value out of Gadatsu against Blockio Luffy generally, so might as well now. Rather than like tapping your Neko and letting him get swung into for sure. It is cool that like Blockio Luffy is playing the Kuzan. One thing I didn't mention in the deck profiles was that oh wow, so Edgar just hit the. Am I tripping? If your opponent has 3 or less life cards, play this card. Yeah, I was about to say. Okay. Yeah, he has 4. That's why you could Gadatsu last turn. So he's not going to get that Neko trigger. I forgot what I was saying earlier. Oh, it's cool that they're on the Kuzan because it really helps out with playing into starve strategies like Bonnie and Enel. In general, like everyone wants to just starve Blockio Luffy, so it helps in the mirror too as well. Doesn't help against like I think like Kalgara, Zoro, but I think those are favored matchups regardless. But it helps because you can obviously summon the Gecko off or the Kuzan off of the Gecko. If you're like have a pretty healthy life and like not feel bad about it at all. Plus, you can always summon like Flampe to draw a card and that kind of stuff too. Edgar's just gonna play the 7-drop Russian now and pass. Emmanuel's gonna go back to his turn, burn a life with 5-drop Luffy. Draw a card and then play the Kuzan, draw a card, and then play Sabo, draw 2 cards. And then trash the Rocket Luffy. In the 5-drop Luffy. It's going to go 5 into life. Putting a nail down to, I believe, 2 life. Edgar's just going to play this 10-drop ace, gain a life, pass a turn. Can't get rushed with it, of course. And it looks like Emmanuel just top decked a 10-drop Kuzan, which could be really good in this spot, potentially. But you'd obviously want to swing with, like, Kuzan first before you play it so that you could kill the ace with it. I know you can't even kill the ace with it, my bad. He's just going to play the 10-drop. I'm assuming kill the Gadatsu here, which is probably fair. Or the Neko. Yeah, so he's going to kill the Neko. Pass turn without using the Luffy ability this turn so that he just doesn't straight up die, you know? Edgar's going to actually start swinging here. He's going to go 5 into life. Emmanuel will discard a Garp. Edgar will then swing 7 at life. And he'll get a 2k, 1k out of that. He's going to tap 6 for the Raigo. Trash a life because he was at 2 life. And be able to kill the Kuzan. Pass turn. Not going to give him 1 more life because obviously that would awaken his leader ability with the Luffy on the field. So, and then also Gecko would be live at that point. So just going to stop the swinging there. And now Emmanuel's in a decently rough position, but should be fine. He's going to use his Luffy ability draw a card, and burn the life. Gonna go 5 into life, -4 to the Enel, making it a 3 cost. That'll get a 1k counter out of Edgar's hand. And then he's going to play the Flampe to awaken here so that he could start using his leader ability. Take the life, draw the card, peruse the trash, and then put 2 down under leader. He will discard the finger pistol to put both Luffys in his life, Rocket Luffy and the 5-cost Luffy, the other 5-cost Luffy. Going to bring out the Rocket Luffy, pop the Enel. He's not going to use the ability on the Enel. Oh, he can't use the ability on the Enel because there's a Monkey D. Luffy on the field. So he won't be able to burn the life with the Enel rush ability. And then he's going to swing 8 into life with the 8k Luffy. He'll take that and then contemplating what to discard off of the leader ability. Going to give up the Yamato and gain a life. And then going to swing 10 into life. Take that as well. No trigger. And then going to kill the Gadatsu with the second finger pistol. Pass turn. So now all of a sudden, like I said, it should be fine. It was. Black Yellow Luffy can play out of a lot of different situations like this. So now he's in a pretty good spot. He has the Sabo active, the leader at 7k with a life. He can Yamato, but won't be able to kill anything but the Flampe because of the whole life total situation. He's asking if Sabo was used last turn. It was not. So he can play the Nami here, discard the Nekomamushi, kill the Sabo, go 10 into life. He's going to take that and then 10 into life. Into 7. So just give him 2 2Ks and win the game. Yeah, especially if he didn't have a healer there. And even if he did, he was kind of toasted anyway. I mean, yeah, okay. I was about to say what? let's not do all that. Okay, so we're gonna go into game 2. A pretty solid victory from Emmanuel. Nothing. What I was saying, it was kind of an unfortunate game for Edgar because Emmanuel had the double 5-drop Luffy, which is always just like the best card to open against Enel traditionally in the matchup. So we're going to go into game 2. Edgar's going to choose to go second once again. Emmanuel's going to play the Garp on 1. Look at top 5, find a, looks like a 5-cost Luffy, which is pretty good, like I said. So we'll take that. Edgar's going to go ahead and play a Flampe, take a life, draw a card, pass turn. Mano's going to tap for this 1-drop. Traditionally, you'll see like a 5/5 on this turn, but if you got the 1-drop, you might as well play it. Take the baby Luffy, pretty good. Just going to pass turn, no need to swing. Into a no. Gonna go 5 into a, oh, he's gonna go 5, okay. And then he's going to play the Neko, I guess just to get him down to 3 life. I'm assuming that's the reason. So that all of his Nekos in life are live. Plus he's closer to being live on the Rocket Luffy and that kind of thing. So he's going to play... oh no, he is going to go down to 2 life. So he's playing to play Rocket Luffy on this turn. Okay. Understood. If he has it. I don't know if he has it, but... I do see a Nami, so that'll immediately out this, so that's pretty good. I'm going to out the 5 cost Luffy, and then decide whether the swing does not swing. I agree with that. Manuel's going to swing 5 at life. Edgar will take that. I believe he goes down to 1 life here, but I'm not exactly... I thought he was at 3 life. I thought he was at 2 life, actually, last turn, but maybe I'm wrong. Because I thought he took a life with the Flampe. Oh, I guess he never took the 2nd life. Okay. Okay, so now he's at 2 life, so now his Rocket Luffy's live. So it should be pretty good this turn to use that Rocket Luffy now that it's in his hand. Okay. So actually going to put 3 under the Neko, swing 8k into the 6k Luffy, make him get 2 cards out of hand first, and then probably going to play the Rocket Luffy afterwards. But he's just going to let it go, so fair enough, and then he can pivot into an ace, pass turn. Could have went 5, 5, 7, like 5 with the leader just to test out the waters, but potentially get 1 more K out of hand. But I think it's also just fair enough to not swing there. Emmanuel's going to tap 1 for the Searcher event and going to find the Rocket Luffy. And then going to play the Finger Pistol, KO the Ace, mill 2. And then go 9 into the Neko Mamushi. Yeah, you just let that go. Pass turn. Now we can play the Yamato, gain a life, pop the Garp, no life. Okay, so he's at 2 life. So, I'm sorry, it's hard to keep up with how much life he... I know there's like a life counter up there, but I don't really trust it, to be honest. But maybe I should start trusting it. Emmanuel will just play the 10-drop Kuzan. Pretty safe to play in this position, and he gets you a +1 by just removing the Nami, so pretty good. Get it on the field, and now all of his like Yamatos and everything, you know, 9 and lower are KO'able by the Rocket Luffy from now on, especially if he doesn't have a Raigo right now. It potentially just solos this game. So it looks like he might have a Raigo. He's going to use Flampe, draw 2 cards. But I don't see one in his hand. He's going to go 5 into life. Get a 1k counter out. Oh, so he does not have the Raigo, unfortunately. So that's just unfortunate. So you're just gonna have to play ace, pass turn. I'm assuming that Flampe was like a Hail Mary to try and get a Raigo, but it looks like it just wasn't happening. Is it only a 2 of in his deck? That's unfortunate. But now any Rocket Luffy kills this Yamato. He's going to double Flampe. Put 2 down under leader. Gonna use leader ability, put the 2 Luffys in life. Play the mini Luffy, boost the leader, play the Rocket Luffy, the Yamato, draw a card, and then play another. Oh no, he's not gonna play another. He must only have 1. He's gonna go 9 into life. He'll take it. Hits the Nami, but can't use it because there's nothing 5 or less on the field. And then going to discard the Nami to gain the life. And then he's gonna go 10 at life with the Kuzan. It looks like another situation where Edgar just doesn't have a healer in hand, which is extremely unfortunate. So now he's forced into a spot where he has to counter this 10 swing. But he doesn't. He's going to take it, hit a Rocket Luffy, and then going to be immediately met with a finger pistol to kill the ace, pass turn. And especially with no healer, I don't really see a way for Enel to get out of this one. Yeah, I just think he has a ton of 2Ks and that's about it. He's gonna go 5 to life. And the leader's 7, so that's not gonna do anything. And then he's gonna go 10 until, oh yeah, it's just game. Gonna go 10 to 10, and a 1K beats it. Oh no, 12 to 10. I saw. Sorry. So he's gonna get a 2K, 1K pass turn, and should wrap it up here. Gonna go 11 to life. Get at minimum 3 cards out of the opponent's hand. Gonna double Frankie, 9 to get to 9. And then a 0 drop to get to 12, discard a Luffy. He's gonna play Luffy, Rocket Luffy the ace, draw a card. Put leader to 7, put 2 under leader. You could just, use leader ability here, put 2 up. It doesn't even matter if you play the Sabo, you can if you want to. But you're probably just swinging humongous with the Luffy, 11, 12, 13, 14 at life. That should be game. Yep, so just a kind of unfortunate just seeing their hands. You can see that Edgar was 11-0, so obviously he's not a slouch of a player or anything. That was a pretty unfortunate series of games though. Just his hand was abysmal, man. I mean, it was just really bad. Congratulations to him for getting so far with Enel, which is considered to be a pretty bad deck nowadays. I think a lot of people would consider Enel to be one of the if we're talking about meta decks from last set for this set, a lot of people don't think Enel's very good. And I can definitely see why. But Edgar obviously has proven a lot of people wrong, going 11-0 all the way up to top 4 in a humongous regional like this. So congratulations. Just an unfortunate game right there. And then we'll look at Emmanuel's Black Yellow Luffy deck that he will be playing in the finals of this tournament. Then I will video probably over that today as well. I'm gonna post it later, but yeah, so pretty cool match. Yeah, otherwise, GG to all those guys. Plus, I can't even say my own outro. GG to all those guys. Make sure to subscribe to Plastic Beach X3 for more One Piece videos, and peace out.